Good morning, everyone. I hope everybody has been having a good month, a good week, a good day, all that good stuff. It's been a little bit since I did a live stream, so I appreciate all of you guys and all your support over all of this. So, we've got a another live stream for you today. We're going to be doing a shrimp feeding as well as answering any questions that you guys may have. And doesn't look like I have anybody in here besides myself and Amber, but I know it will fill up. So we will go ahead and drop some food in the tank. I'm going to start off with the crystal tank today. Just give it a little bloop. A little bloop in the tank. Let's get closer. So all the tanks are nice and clean. I cleaned the filters yesterday, so should have a good stream. And they should be hungry. Haven't really fed them in the last few days, so should see a nice swarm going on as they already move it off camera. Stop moving the food. This is one of those tanks where they will grab the food and just take off with it. So we'll see how long we stay on this tank here. Yeah, so this is my crystal red and crystal black tank. They are not pure line, so they can be in the same tank, and that's fine. What'll happen is the babies will just come out either red or black. So you can see that I'm not really getting a mix of colors, just getting more of the reds, more of the blacks. Hey, Robert Redmond, thanks for joining the stream. How are you? Give me an emoji bomb for Robert. For Robert gets an emoji bomb. So I do want to start off the stream by giving a shout out to all of my members. So you guys are absolutely amazing. I love you all, and thank you so much for all the support. So we've got Tim over at Crypt Keeper Aquatics, Shelly Speet, Robert Redmond, Tata Salad, Jamie Anderson, and my lovely wife, Amber. And it looks like you guys hit that blue tier, so you got the blue tridents now. That's awesome. It looks good. Doing good, Robert. Glad to jump in the stream and be able to hang out with everybody. I know it's been a couple weeks. These guys wasted no time in moving the food. Ugh. So how you been, Robert? How's everything going? Hey, Trentley, welcome to the stream. Good afternoon. And I was curious how it was going to be with the time change because I haven't streamed since the time change. I think I've done one. And normally I start at 10 a.m. Arizona time, which is the same for us. We don't change times. So for everybody else, it's an hour later. So I may have to start streaming at 9 in the morning. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. And if we're not getting a lot of traffic, then we may switch it. That just means I got to wake up earlier. Yeah, it's funny how fast these guys. What is that? What is that shrimp in there? There's an orange-eyed blue tiger in this tank. I don't know how that happened, but there's an orange eye in this tank. So we'll have to take that guy out. That's too funny. It sticks out like a sore thumb, though. You can see it from a mile away. Yeah, I do a lot of plant moving from tank to tank. So a lot of times when that happens, the babies will hitch over on the plants, or it may have just got stuck to the siphon. And when that happens, you know, it just gets transferred into the tank. So who knows how it got in there, but that's what's funny is that tank is 2 tanks away. So it's not even right next to it. So this is the crystal tank. We have the tangerine and the aura blues in between. And then that's the orange eye tank. So it's not even right next to it. Like if it was right next to it, it would make more sense, but it's a full tank length away. Robert says he's doing good, just moving some shrimp into some tanks. He's set up for crossbreeding. There you go. I think I may have read a little bit on the crossbreeding you're doing, but what are you working on? So Amber asks, do shrimps jump? They can. Yeah, they'll jump out of the nets. They'll jump. I've even seen them crawl out of water. So if you have a way for them to get out of the tank, they'll crawl out of the tank for sure. So I wanted to start off with this tank just because they do steal the food and run away with it. So I'm going to drop some food into the Calcio tank and let them swarm a little bit, and then we'll switch over to that one. And for the Calcio tank, the babies have grown up, so they're starting to venture out, starting to do their thing. So hopefully we can get a few of them swarming the food with the adults. Yeah, I don't even know how that guy got in there. That's too funny. He's been in there a while because I never noticed. Maybe I'll leave him in there, see what kind of chaos he can cause with the orange eye genetics. Yeah. Well, that orange eye is most likely a Thai B because it would be the orange eye blue tiger crossed with the black King Kongs, because those light gray orange eyes, I'm pretty confident that those are the black King Kong crosses. So with those genetics, if we cross that back with the crystals, that would be the Thai B. Maybe get some fancy tigers out of it. Go ahead and move tanks. But these guys are just as bad as moving the food. Watch out. So, no. Watch out there, guy. All right, stop moving the food. Leave it in there.
No more explanation, just
no. So Taiwan B would be like the crystal blacks and the crystal reds and your black King Kongs and your red King Kongs and then a Thai B would be a cross between a tiger and a Taiwan B.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Robert says he's trying blue tiger orange eyes with red crystal, blue steel, black galaxy metallic, and red bolt / blue tiger orange eye. That's awesome, man. Definitely going to get some interesting stuff from there. Trentley asks, how many years have you been doing this? I've been keeping shrimp for 2 or 3 years now. As far as, like, I kept Neos for a couple of years, and I just recently got into Caridina, so I've been doing this for about a year now. Casual Aquatics. Hey, Sean, how are you, man? Says, I've had them trying to jump out of the net when trying to move them. Yeah, if you don't put your hand over the net when you're catching shrimp, they'll definitely jump out, and it's not good. So is this what we're going to do today? We're going to fight? We're going to fight over the food? Can't we all just get along? Don't you know I'm trying to show you guys off? You wee bastards. All right, keep the food there. Don't move it. Stop moving stuff. Didn't order this food to go. But Sean says, doing good. Been working on the 1,300 gallon pond. There you go, man. That's awesome. What are you putting in it? See how long it takes before they move the food again. That's why you need a feeding dish. Because then sometimes it's hard to see them on camera too. They're usually not this bad. Usually I move it once and they're okay. We are struggling. We're just going to have a struggle day today. That's okay. You're going to put shrimp in there? What kind of shrimp are you going to put in there? Hey, Aquaballs, how are you? I'm currently fighting with my Calcios because they do not want to leave the food in front. I should have just fed some snowflake food, and then they would have no choice. Sean says, red tail cats, monsters, etc. Currently it just has some convicts, rosies, couple common plecos, and spotted gar. That's going to be nice, man. I've always wanted a red tail cat, but they just get too big too fast. Then you got to rehome them. And I don't like having to get rid of my fish once I get them, and that's hard for me. So unless you've got like plans to put in a swimming pool for them, then definitely would be hard for me to get rid of something once I get it. What?
Get that sucker I told you down, Oscar.
Well, those were little fish. Good. Glad to hear it, man. All right. So does anybody have any shrimp-related questions for me? As I reprimand my Calcios for stealing the food and ruining the stream. I honestly wonder if it's the flow in this tank, because my crystal tank and this tank both have heavy flow to where it's pushing straight at that front glass. So I wonder if the flow in the tank is allowing for the shrimp to be able to just pick up the food and move it real easily, because usually this food's pretty heavy and they can't move it. So I'm wondering if it's just giving them that extra push Let's see if I can direct the flow. Let's do this. We'll turn the flow down a little bit. See if that slows the current. Then maybe they can't steal the food. I'm getting in here. This is my food. I gave it to you. I'm going to take it. I giveth and I can take it. So I've got little valves on the airline and I just turned that down. We'll see if they can't move it now. You can see that the water flow slowed down quite a bit. You're not seeing as much bubbles on the glass. There's a baby dragon blood right up there too, right up front. So if they sit still long enough, we may actually be able to get a good shot of these guys. Maybe you can see some of the babies. There we go. All right, so that was part of it. The water flow in this tank was pretty high. So it was giving that kind of slipstream effect to where they didn't have as much difficulty moving the food. They're still moving it, but it's definitely slower. Trent says, I started off with some red cherry shrimp, but now I want all of them. By the end of the month, I will have 10 fish tanks set up. Starting to get a little difficult for me to maintain them all. Once you get on the schedule, it'll be a lot easier. It can be harder when you have more fish tanks, but finding that schedule and setting yourself up on that schedule definitely helps quite a bit. All right, I'm probably going to butcher your name, so forgive me. Hugh Moau. How many times a same female shrimp have babies a year? So how many times does the same female have babies a year? They can berry up right after they have babies. So usually they'll carry their eggs for anywhere from, I want to say like 4 to 5 weeks. And then as soon as they lay their eggs, the next time they molt, they can have eggs again. So ultimately, they could have 9 to 10 clutches a year, depending on your water temperatures, depending on the protein content of your food. So there's a lot of factors into it, but they can give you babies every month, every other month. Sean says, thought if you mix shrimp, they would turn wild, or are those gender-specific tanks? So with Neos, if you mix colors, then they can turn to that kind of clear brown color. But with Caridina shrimp, they crossbreed. So when you mix certain shrimp together, they'll just become different varieties. So with these guys, they will actually split into possible 4 different types of shrimp. So you'll have black calcios, red calcios, scorpions, and then the blue dragon bloods. So it all depends on what type of shrimp you have in there. All right, I'm moving this one last time and then we're going to a different tank. Oh, he hitched a ride. You would think they would get tired of me moving it. Absolutely. Yeah, no problem. So what kind of shrimp are you keeping, Trent? Do you have Caridina or is it mostly just Neos? I was hoping to show off some of the babies in this tank, but it's not happening. As soon as those big females get in there, they just grab the food and start to swim away. Keep shrimp, they said. It will be peaceful and relaxing until you want to take videos of them. Maybe I'll get some feeding dishes and see how it goes. You're killing me, Smalls. So what's everybody got planned for the day? Anything exciting going on? Anything fish related, shrimp related, aquarium related? What are you doing? So I just dropped some food into the Aura Blue tank with the Tangerine Tigers. So I'll let them swarm for a little bit and then I'll switch the camera over to them. They should keep it in one spot for the most part. New Xbox Day. Yes. We ordered the Series X, so our Series X Xbox should be here today. Our second Series X Xbox.
Series X Xbox box.
Series X Xbox box should be here today.
With a Series X Xbox.
Yeah, our Series X Xbox box should be here today with our Series X Xbox in it. All right, I'm gonna switch the lights around a little bit. Because my Calcio shrimp are jerks and don't want to be on camera. They don't love me anymore. Like, I don't want to be your shrimp no more. It's so dark. So many plants in this thing, can't even see. So these guys are pretty good about leaving the food where it's at. So watch, now they're going to run off with it. Wow, those look super green on camera. So this is my Aura Blue Serrata tank with the Tangerine Tigers. And I've been crossbreeding them to create green Aura shrimp. So you can see the ones that look kind of yellow, kind of green. Those are the offspring of the dark blues and the straight Tangerine Tiger shrimp. So we've got a pretty decent colony going as far as the F1. So the first generation, we've got quite a few of them in there. So once I set up the shrimp room, I'll be able to separate these guys out and hopefully we'll be able to selectively breed the greenest ones and get more of that green color to them. Sean says, I ain't got no business trying to do a legit shrimp setup. Don't get me wrong, I have a Blue Dream Cherry shrimp jar, but I'd just assume watch PO. Oh, watch cows. There you go. Yeah, shrimp can be difficult, but they can be easy. It's not that they're hard. It's just it's a little bit more. There's different rules than with fish. So you can't do large, fast water changes with shrimp like you can in a fish tank. So for shrimp, you want to slowly drip the water back into the tank. And most fish keepers, what we do is we drain quite a bit and then we put it back in, and that can stress the shrimp out, causes water fluctuations, and then they just don't do well. Plus, if you want to breed shrimp, they need specific water parameters to really thrive and be super prolific. Amber says, fixing my chinchilla's wheel, maybe looking at paint colors at Lowe's. Sean says, work. Yeah, if you would like to become a member of the Poseidon's Pets Posse and help support me and my channel, as well as help my shrimp, all proceeds do go back to my shrimp, and it allows me to continue to create content for you guys. Plus, you get all these fun emojis. So you get to be able to do all these emojis, little shrimp emojis there. There's so many shrimp in this tank. So many shrimp. The only downside to both of us gaming is we have to buy 2 of everything.
Right?
Yeah.
2 Xboxes, 2 DSs, 2 Switches.
Yeah, we've got 2 Nintendo Switches, 2 3DSs, 2 Xboxes, 2 computers. Hey, Merlost, how are you? Thanks for joining the stream. I wish the Calcios wouldn't pull the food away. I was excited to show those off. Best laid plans, you know. Yeah, I actually, when me and Amber first started dating, I went out and bought a new Xbox because I didn't have one at the time, and she said that she played. So it was a way for us to be able to hang out together without actually hanging out together because she lived so far away. But what's funny is once we started really dating, we didn't spend a day apart. So we were always together. Merlost asks, how are the Calcios doing? They're doing great. We've got lots of babies in there. All the females are buried up again. The babies are starting to venture out and go about the tank. I started with that tank on the live stream, and they kept taking the food away. So they kept pulling it out of the camera, and it was kind of frustrating. But it is what it is. So we'll look at the shrimp that want to be on camera. You know, if you're gonna be camera shy, then you can't be on my show. We can't have that. You get to go eat your food in the corner. I'll see about getting some like food or feeding dishes and seeing if that helps at all. Because if I drop it into a feeding dish, they won't carry it all around. And I had bought some before, but they were too wide. so they were kind of bowls instead of dishes, and it just didn't look well on camera. So it didn't look good for the camera, and so I got rid of them.
You get some like Petri dishes.
Yeah, if you look on Amazon, you should be able to find some.
I would.
We'll buy some right now, right? If you are looking for some fellow shrimp nerds to speak with and would like to join the Shrimp Enthusiast Discord, feel free to do so. Hey, Alberto, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Thank you. Yeah, this is my Aura Blue tank and the Tangerine Tigers, and I've been crossbreeding them to get those green jellies or Aura greens, whatever you want to call them. You just got to find a game that you guys can both play. All right. Should we go to the next tank? Go to the Aura Blue or the Tangerine. Jeez, I cannot speak. Black King Kongs and the Orange Eye Blue Tigers. That's what I was going to say was Orange Eye Blue Tiger, and then it came out Aura Blue.
I shared your
Yeah.
My group chat with Kevin and Keston.
Yeah.
Kevin says, she said some good looking stuff, and I'm not talking about the shrimp.
He likes what he sees.
Yep.
All right, let's see if I can move some of these plants out of the way. There we go. Get some light in there. Now you can really see them. Yeah, these guys are really cool looking. It's definitely one of my favorite tanks. Merla says, I still can't decide on my next Caradina, but I got it narrowed down to Blue Panda or Shadow Missouri. Hey, PB Aquatics, how are you? Thanks for joining the stream. Merla says, I asked on Black Advanced Nanashi breeders for videos, but it seems he had the wrong image in his web shop. The image was a bluish Advanced Nanashi from Vinfish. Yeah, I've noticed a lot of the web shops, they don't update their pictures very often. And if you've kept shrimp in the same tank for a while, sometimes their colors will start to vary as far as the patterns and the hues. So it's good to update those pictures as often as you can, because you don't want somebody to think they're getting one shrimp and then get a completely different one altogether. 2 PCs and consoles here. Yeah, that's how you got to do it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and switch to the Black King Kong and Orange Eye Blue Tiger tank. These guys always swarm pretty good for me. See if we can get them up front. There's absolutely tons of babies in this tank too. Which is definitely a good thing. Throw on the macro lens. See if we can't get some close-ups. There we go. Look at those guys. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous. Yeah, this thing's doing really well. I'm excited to set up the shrimp room so I can start separating some stuff out. Because you'll notice that my Black King Kong Extremes are starting to throw some real basic Black King Kong colors. So if I can set up a low-grade King Kong tank, that would be pretty cool too. I definitely enjoy it. It's nice to be able to relax at the end of the day and hang out with your spouse digitally. Because most gamers come home and from work and they want to play Xbox or do whatever they want to do. And then if they've got a spouse, they have to spend time with them as well. So it's a lot of times when you get into a serious relationship, your gaming life starts to decline, but it's nice when you guys can come together and do it as a couple instead of just, you know, one of you gets ignored and the other one plays their games. I want to play D&D. I think that'd be fun.
You know, I've been interested in it lately.
I bet Chris and Richard would play with us.
They would.
There's so many shrimp in this tank. Like there's this ball of shrimp here, but if you look, there's just tons of them back there as well. So this isn't even half the shrimp in this tank. But I'm not a good shrimp breeder. I can't breed shrimp. Sorry. Sean says, is there such a thing as a GFP shrimp? Not that I've heard of, unless it's in reference to something else, but I'm not sure what GFP stands for. Yeah.
I can think of something, but it's not appropriate.
Grandfather pirate shrimp. I don't know. Like with axolotls, GFP means glow type under a blue or black light. Oh, nice. Not that I'm aware of. So I've used black light to look at my shrimp, and as soon as you shine the black light on them, they run. So I don't know if it hurts them or if they don't like the look of it, but they start acting weird when you shine black light into the tank. So I've tried not to. I've heard before that if you shine black light on your shrimp, you can see if they have like a bacterial infection or parasites. But whenever I tried to do that, they instantly scattered and acted like it was hurting them. So I try not to make a habit out of it. I know you want an axolotl. I still think it's funny that there's an orange-eyed blue tiger in the crystal tank. I was wondering when I was going to find some random shrimp in one of the tanks. Trent says, I've used pink grow lights for my shrimp tanks. They don't seem to mind it. Yeah, certain spectrums of lights are okay. It just depends on which ones you're using. Wonder if I move some of the decor up in the Calcio tank, if I can get them to stay up front. Because the common thing with my crystal tank and my Calcio tank is all the decor is pushed back to the sponge filter, to where in the rest of my tanks, it's up front a little bit. And I don't have a problem with these guys swarming. Now, the amount of shrimp in each tank is about the same. My Calcios, I don't have as many as the rest of them, but there's tons of shrimp in this tank and the other tanks. And for some reason, the crystals and the Calcios act like they never get food and have to pull it away. Dozy Chew asks, have you ever crossed yellow and blue Neocaridina? I have not. I've crossed red and blues and ended up getting some like black rose out of it, and then some red and blue really, but never crossed the yellows with the blues. A lot of times when you cross the yellows and the blues or any Neocaridina, over time you're going to get some cool looking patterns and some different. There's a hummingbird outside. There was a hummingbird outside. You'll get some cool different patterns like the Rillies, and then you'll get some yellows, you'll get some blues, or you'll just get the clear or brown type of shrimp. So it definitely varies on what happens when you mix them. What are you looking for?
Tape measure.
I don't know where it would be. Yeah, I'm gonna drop some food in the Blue Bolt tank. Now this tank has tons of shrimp in it as well.
I feel like I just had it.
Yeah. Merla says, I've tried some Neo crosses in the past, but always got wild / black, diamond, browns, clear. Yeah, you'll get a variety of stuff in there. It just usually doesn't work out well. Trent says, I thought about crossing yellow and blue ones, but they'll just make a brown color. Now, I'll tell you what I tell everybody. This is your tank. It's your shrimp tank. Do what you want with it. If you want to cross the blues and the yellows to see what happens, go for it. You know, you'll get a lot of people telling you, no, don't. You're going to get clears. You're going to get browns. But it's neat to see, and it's cool to learn firsthand, because your first few generations is where you're going to see the most interesting stuff. And then after that is where you'll start seeing the boring stuff. But it's still cool to see those mixed tanks, because you get a variety of cool looking shrimp in there. I had a clear red and blue shrimp for a while. It was I had like 2 or 3 of them in my blue and red tank. So you'll get a few cool ones in there. It's just they're not going to breed true, and they're not going to stay that way if you keep breeding them together. So it's not a bad idea to mix them. It's your tank. Do whatever you want with it. That's exactly why I switched to Caridina as well. Plus, a lot of people were saying that I need to get into Caridina because it's a lot more fun and there's a lot more color options and everything. So I'm glad I did. I absolutely love my Caridina shrimp, and I love my shrimp tanks and the community. And, you know, you guys are awesome. I wouldn't be as deep into this hobby as I am without you guys, because it's my subscribers that kind of led me down this path, because, you know, sharing the interest and seeing the enthusiasm and seeing how happy everybody gets about shrimp. It's a great little community, and I'm glad to be a part of it, because it's, you know, we all talk to each other, we all share tips and help each other out. And, you know, we're all excited to see everybody's crossbreeding projects and seeing the new tanks that they're setting up, and to get one more person into that, you know, multiple tank syndrome to spread the addiction. It's fun. Definitely enjoy the community and having everybody here. Hey, Tim, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Trent says, I've been wanting to switch to Caradina, but I've been told that water purifying system is expensive. So you just need an RO unit. You can pick one up for like $150 on the cheap side. I've seen them for $60. But you don't even need that. You can go buy distilled water. You can go buy water at the refill stations. You just need water that is as close to zero as possible. So 0 KH, 0 GH, and then you can remineralize it. Tim comes in with the emoji bomb. Emoji bomb for Tim. Yeah, definitely hit the like button, share the stream, all that good stuff. Definitely helps a lot. All right, let's switch to the blue boats, my blue boat tank, my wee boaties. Excuse me, I'm just gonna sneak in here. I'm just gonna sneak right in here. I'm just excuse me. I want to talk to you about your car's extended warranty. Move, shrimp, get out the way. Have you heard about switching to Geico? Be sure to hit the like button. Yes. If you love me, you love my shrimp, you love my channel, hit that subscribe button. Definitely appreciate it. Any green Serrata babies yet? There's tons of them in there. They look more green on camera than they do in person. It's just the first generation. As time goes on, I think I'm going to cross them back with the blues to kind of get more of that green color. So what I'll do is I'm going to throw the babies into one tank and just let them go and see what happens. And then I may set up another tank with the greenest ones and throw a male or a blue in there and see if we can get some cool ones. What did you order? What did I order? I ordered something? Did I win? What's that mean? High score. Did I break it? Oh, I see. Oh, your emoji bomb. I see it now. Okay. Inside your emoji bomb, you said, arrive Saturday. Super excited. I was so confused. I'm like, what are we talking about? So Tim says, have a mixed variety coming from Poseidon's Pets. Think he's sending 4 varieties for me to start with. Yeah, I tried to give you one of each. Everything that was in the coal tank, besides the red Pintos. Sorry. Not ready to part with those yet. I just got those. I'm still attached to them. Sean says, I like seeing a well-done shrimp tank with someone who is not full of themselves. I need to put some better effort into my shrimp jars. Yeah, what are you doing, man? You can't be doing that. I have a philosophy with life. We're all on our own journeys. We're all at different paths of that journey. So it doesn't matter where you came from, doesn't matter where you're going. We're all going to get there eventually.
Nobody makes it out alive.
Nobody makes it out alive. So enjoy the ride while you can. And if that means hoarding shrimp tanks, then go for it. I'm not a hoarder. You're a hoarder.
Yay.
So at one point you had a red, white, and blue. Yes, I called them American shrimp or French shrimp, however you want to look at it. And my dog is going to play with her toy. Sadie, Sadie, come here. Come here, Sadie. Sadie, what you got? Come here. She doesn't want to be on camera.
But she thinks mom can play with her. I am not.
Yeah. Yes, if you would like to become a member of the Poseidon's Poseidon's Pets Posse and support my shrimp and help my addiction, help me overcome my shrimp addiction by helping me. Sadie, I'm trying to make a commercial. I'm trying to support my channel. If you would like to buy my dog more squeaky toys so we can all enjoy them, become a member of the Poseidon's Pets Posse. You can't just chew it. Like, you got to squeak it, like, obsessive compulsively. Marla says, you should see The Egg on YouTube. I'm concerned. What is The Egg?
I'll find out.
What?
I'll find out.
All right.
What is it? The egg on.
Yeah, it's called The Egg. Dozy says, so even when you cull your Neocardinas, the genes just aren't strong enough to keep the colors? The type of genes that cause the coloration in Neocardinas is different than Caridinas, to where it's not, I can't remember the scientific term for it, but they're not, it's not passed down from one to the other to where you can identify those specific genes. The colors do change. So it's, you may be able to get a few shrimp that have that pattern, but it's not a dominant trait. They're going to revert back to that wild type or the main type of shrimp that you had. Blue bolts are like, bro, I walk everywhere. I'm all about that healthy life. I don't have a car. I'd like to talk to you about your car's extended warranty. Yeah, there's tons of shrimp in this tank. It's a little cloudy right now because I cleaned the filters yesterday. So I cleaned all the filters in all of my tanks. And it was a chore and a half. It was about 3 gallons of water each for me to get the water to be clear. And just sitting there like squeezing over and over, like my hands are kind of sore. I did all six sponges in these tanks. I can't imagine what it's going to be like when I have even more shrimp tanks. Let's see if we can get the calcios back on camera. Sadie, I'm going to beat you. You want cookie? She's like, what'd you say? What'd you say to me? Did you say the C word? I know you didn't just say cookie. That's all right, Sadie. I'm a fat kid too. What was that?
The snowflake apparently still has the speakers.
Yeah, barely. Is that you or her?
That's her.
What a weirdo. Excuse me, coming in here. Here, if I pull this over here, are you going to feel safer? Let's pull the plant over. Maybe I'll leave the food where it's at. Let's try that. Let's try this again. See if we can get the calcios on camera. Sean says, I hoard fish tanks, probably 15 set up, currently not counting the 1,300-gallon pond. Only one dedicated to shrimp, 8-gallon jar, and even it has Japanese rice fish in it. That's awesome. Multiple tank syndrome is a problem, but it's a good one to have. No worries, PB. Appreciate the support. All right, they're coming. I see them. Oh, apparently I dropped a bit of food back there. They'll come for the big chunk. I usually stream for about an hour, so we'll see how this goes. Merlos asks, any red scorpion babies? So they're still too little to really tell, but I've seen some black calcios in there and then some blue calcios as well as the reds. So we won't know if there's any scorpions until they get really bigger. But I'm definitely curious to see how this tank goes. So far, it's been pretty good. The anticipation is killing me. Like you could see them fuzzy off camera. This light is weird too. Makes me look super red. You guys staring at my face? Whoops. Oh, that's a little better. It looks super orange. Yeah, if you check out my Instagram, you could actually see one of the babies that I posted on there. Good job, Sadie. At least it wasn't the laptop. Dog came by and knocked my camera down. And we get our keys on the 15th, and then I should be able to start building my shrimp room. I'm excited for it. An official shrimp room, yes. Where are the babies at? Oh, here's one. What is that? An orange eye? That one looks like it's got orange eyes. But that's one of the black calcios there. They're getting pretty big. Merlos says shrimp room means more tanks. MTS doing its job for sure. Definitely. Merlos asks, do you use backgrounds on all the tanks? So I don't have any backgrounds on any of my tanks, but I'm thinking about painting the back of them when I set up the shrimp room. So we'll see. I may paint the sides and the back.
You don't have any background on any of your shrimp tanks. Your big tanks do have backgrounds. You can see it.
Oh, gotcha.
Grounded.
Yeah, my community tank, I have a background on. My Oscar tank, I have a background on. And then I've got the Poseidon's Pets logo on my Oscar tank. Nice, Sean. Welcome to the Discord. Yeah, I'm thinking about painting the backs of the tanks as well as the sides. Just that way it's you can't see through to each tank. I think it'll make it look nicer, but we'll see. I may do it for some of them, and then I could always do it for this rack, and then if I set up another rack and don't like it, I can always stop. So let's do this. Give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. What? Let me give a little show of the shrimp room real quick. What I got. So I'm going to give you guys a quick tour of my kitchen / shrimp room before I end it. We'll switch cameras. Come on. There we go. Front camera. Hey, let's go. There we go. Flip it this way. All right. All right, how's that? Can you hear me? Yeah, there we go. Now we're portable. Can you hear me now? Hello? Hello, hello?
Okay, there you go.
Now you can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Whoa, dropping stuff. We've gone portable. So I wanted to give you guys just a quick tour of the kitchen so that way you can see. So this is my community tank. Let's switch cameras around. You don't need to see me. It's fine. All right, so we'll step back. So we got the community tank right here, which I have all kinds of fish in here. I've got mollies, I've got cories, I've got some gambusia, but it needs to be cleaned up. There's some neos that have kind of gone wild. You can see there's some clear ones. There was red and blue in this tank, but just over time, they've become that clear black color. A couple inlers, nothing too crazy in here. And then, of course, we got the shrimp rack, which in the shrimp rack, the blue and red calcios, my crystal reds and crystal blacks, aura blues and tangerine tigers, and then my black King Kong extreme and the blue bolts. And then on top of that, I've got my Oscars. So I've got Andy, I've got Rip, and I've had these guys for a couple of years now. But they already ate this morning, so I can't feed them. But yeah, that's what I have right now. These two big tanks are going to go into the main part of the house. And then my shrimp rack is going to be put up onto more of that like industrial racking that you see most people have. So I'm just going to go to Home Depot. I'm going to go to Lowe's. I'm going to get some of those big shelving units, and I'm going to fill it with tanks. And I'm going to put in an RO unit as well as just some 75-gallon trash cans to store the RO water. And then on top of all that, I have my cold tank upstairs. And then I also have my aquaponics system outside. Of course, my dogs are going to start barking. So about a year ago, I set up an aquaponics system. I've got a few goldfish in here, and I was trying to grow some shrimp food. So I've got some stinging nettle and some dandelion. My dog's annoying. And then started growing some garlic and onions and stuff just to mess around with it. Oh my gosh, you're so annoying. I'll go upstairs and show you guys the coal tank. I'm leaving you outside. Come on. Come inside. Come inside. Come on, Dizzy. Little pest. Oh, yeah. Check this out. This is pretty cool. So on top of my Oscar tank, I'm growing pothos. So inside the sump, I've got pothos to get the nitrates out of the water. So you can see it's starting to grow up and over. So it's taken over. So it's pretty cool to see all that too. All right, let's go upstairs, see the cool tank. Can you hear my fat kid breathing as I climb the stairs? I have it set up in my game room. I'm not going to show you guys that. This is my dungeon. Nobody gets to see that. So I've got all kinds of different moss in here on different ledges. And then I built these kind of moss bridges, which are kind of cool. So I took some needlepoint plastic and I just tied moss to it. And it's pretty neat. It'll be better once it fills out more. See if we can move some of these plants. Get some light in here. Now, if I drop food in this tank, they usually swarm pretty quick. Throw some snowflake food in there. But in this tank, I have the tangerine tiger coals. I've got red pintos. I've got blue bolts, crystals, some raccoon shrimp. So there's all kinds of stuff in this tank. That was a big piece of food. Hope you guys are hungry. It's water change day today. They'll be fine. So it's definitely cool to see a mixed tank like this and have all the different shrimp inside one tank. And I can't see any of your comments, so. So a good thing about snowflake food is you can't really overfeed it because it doesn't break down like normal food. So it will sit in the tank, it will just get bacteria growing on it, and then they'll slowly eat it as time goes on. But yeah, that's about it. You've seen all of my shrimp tanks, in my full setup. So I'm definitely excited for the new house, for the new shrimp tanks, for everything, because this has been a lot of fun for me. You know, the last 3-4 years that I've been doing YouTube, it's been a lot of fun, and it's great to share my passion with everybody else as well. Because, like I said earlier, the shrimp keeping community, the fish keeping community, we all like to share our stuff with everybody and share our knowledge. And it's cool that YouTube has a platform like that I can, you know, show videos. I can show everything else that I have and be able to share my knowledge as I learn and as you guys learn with me. So it's definitely cool to have a platform like this to be able to share everything. And you guys are awesome, because without you, I'd be talking to myself. There would be no point in me doing any of this. So I definitely appreciate every single one of you for jumping in here. Every single one of you that jumps into my videos, watches my videos, and leaves comments, likes, all that good stuff. Even if you just lurk in the background and still watch it, I appreciate that too. So thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely appreciate it. And as always, enjoy the rest of your day. We'll catch you next time. Bye, 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 bye. End the stream. Hurry, quick.